Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network.
That guy, I saw you on the TV, just rock starring as you do.
Yep.
Where were you? Everybody, what, you have to be prepared. You have to have the 3D glasses. You have to understand what you're getting into when you ask John Fugelsang something about the Bible.
I'm sorry about that. Stephanie Rule asked me to come on her year in review primetime special right before Christmas, and I do Stephanie's show. She's awesome, and this time they said instead of talking about who won the week, we want to know what you want to leave behind.
I would love to leave behind right-wing fundamentalists and Christian nationalists who use Jesus, whose birth we celebrate, as a prop while legislating and fighting against his actual teachings. There's a lot of right-wing brothers and sisters in this country who identify as Christian, and they care about the manger and the crucifix, and they ignore the 30 years of teaching.
33.
Well, actually 3 years of teaching he did in between. Jesus is not an ally of the Republican Party. There is no overlap between Jesus and the policies of Donald Trump. In South Carolina, they tried to have a bill this year calling for the death penalty for abortion. We're so pro-life, we'll kill you. That's where we're at right now.
And I went off, and
you were awesome.
I didn't think much about it, and then a couple of famous people retweeted it, and then the death threats started coming in from the good Christian folk. So, yeah.
Man. Oh, man.
I watched
this guy, right? Timothy on Twitter said liberalism is disease, and John Fugelsang has it in spades. Not only is he a spoon-fed, narrative-sucking buffoon who lacks common sense and basic critical thinking skills, but he also sounds like he's a COVIDiot vaxtard who believes the convid scamdemic.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, isn't that great?
You said, I like when deep Christians weigh in using the word tard. That's always nice.
Yeah. I always say tard, so we'll know you're the good guy. Say the word tard or retard as often as you can, so we'll know that you're the moral one here. By the way, I thought that quote would have been perfect on a book jacket, but my agent disagreed.
Nobody does it better than you, my friend. You you tweeted Christians who support Trump fit neatly into two categories. Those who've never actually read the Jesus parts, those who've read the Jesus parts, rejects the teaching and keep Jesus Christ as a prop. If this angers you, MAGA, show us one actual Jesus Christ teaching Trump fights for, just one. No one's ever been able to answer that question from you, have they?
Can't. And again, you can be an atheist and use this on your right-wing loved ones. Just say one actual Jesus teaching the Republican Party has fought for in this century. And they can't do it. What you'll get is an education in how much your right-wing loved one has never read that Bible prop they wave around so much. Yeah. I mean, Greg Abbott was just on with Dana Lash, and there's a summit, by the way. Wow, I'm sorry I couldn't make that one. And he actually said we would shoot the Mexicans crossing our border. I'm sorry, the Christian refugees crossing our border. We would shoot them, but Joe Biden would come after us. He's complaining that Biden won't let them commit murder. These are the Christians we're dealing with. Jesus said, welcome the stranger. Greg Abbott heard in this game of telephone tag, run Wazer wire through the Rio Grande River.
Yep.
Yeah, I was just going to say that you talking about welcoming the stranger comes into my mind every time. Trump this morning urged Biden to open a war at the U.S.-Mexico border.
Yeah, they're our top trading partner. Do that. That's smart. Yeah, a tariff war with China. It'll work out great.
Yeah, in an overnight DOJ filing, feds confirmed Texas National Guard has deployed armed soldiers and vehicles to block the federal government from accessing the river. So they can continue to shred people with razor wire.
Oh yeah,
like Jesus would do. Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's block them from bringing in medical care at the border or Gaza. Any way we can make poor brown people suffer, we'll sleep better at night.
By the way, I thought Brian Bueller had a good point. He said Dems should respond to Republican extortion in the border talks by tying Republicans to Trump's claim that immigration is poisoning the blood of our country. I mean, you've got to try to find ways to make the awful Hitlery things he says stick. Otherwise, they just float off into the ether, right?
Yeah, you got to say them, and then you got to try to find the media to cover it, because I've come to believe this corporate media really misses their Trump-sized ratings. And that might be the two things that scare me most are not Trump or Biden. What scares me is OPEC cutting production, so gas will be $5 a gallon in October because they want their racist buffoon puppet back in the White House. And what scares me is the fact that the media kind of wants their racist puppet buffoon back in the White House as well, because the media knows that hate watching is a great thing for ratings, and that's their priority. Not journalism. Journalists care about telling the truth, but the media, their job is profit, and Donald Trump is great for ratings.
Mm-hmm.
You keep calling out the hypocrisy, though, John. This is Biden-Harris headquarters retweeted you, saying on TV, Republicans in South Carolina tried to have a bill calling for the death penalty for abortion. We're so pro-life, we'll kill you.
Isn't that great? Isn't that great? A few states have tried that. Yeah, the death.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and I was going to say the fact that this poor woman in Ohio, the grand jury is not going to prosecute her for having a miscarriage. The fact that we even have to say, oh, well, good, the fact that anyone would even be prosecuted for having a miscarriage, that it's even a thing, it is just terrifying, John.
Listen, really quick lesson. Exodus 21 is where God asserts that a fetus is property and a woman's life has more value in his eye than a fetus. The Jewish religion, which my interns tell me was the religion Jesus was part of, the Jewish religion does not ban abortion. They are legal and free in Israel right what we call the hell now. God, the least pro-life character in the Bible. Maybe some of you Judeo-Christian friends never heard of Passover, but Jesus opposed the death penalty, Steffi. Never mentioned abortion because the Jewish religion doesn't oppose abortion. Jesus did oppose the state murdering the sinner. Yep. So if you're going to say that you oppose abortion and you want to criminalize abortion and torment women, lock up doctors because you're so deeply Christian, but you support the death penalty, which Christ actually opposed, then the rest of us are no longer obliged to ever take your claim of Christianity seriously. It's like, when's the media going to say to Mike Pence, where does your holy book tell you to drive the gay wedding cakes out of the temple? When is the media? The reason why my clip got viral and went so hot is because no one talks about this. Religion is a third rail in politics and entertainment, and journalists are afraid to hold these people feet to the fire and say, where does your holy book say this? They won't do it. And I'm tired of religion being camouflage for sinister types.
I still think this is going to be a huge driving force, John, in the 2024 election. Just one more tweet on this grand jury thing. Alfredo Liberal says a grand jury shouldn't have to decide if a woman who was committing a crime for having a miscarriage or getting health care. The GOP unleashed a Pandora's box, and they're going to get demolished this year because thanks to women. They've had enough, and the men like myself are going to help out and make sure they never come back in power. And I think that's true. All of our great allies like you are going to, be there side to side with the women. And I think that's Roe rage, I think, is still being underestimated in this next cycle.
That's right. Roe rage is it. And that's why we're doing what we do. That's why we got to bring good trouble to the right-wing bubble. That's why we're going to do 45 dates on the Sexy Liberal.
Wait, what?
85 shows on the Sexy Liberal tour this year.
Wait.
We're going to Alabama. We're going to Mississippi.
I forgot something.
We're Howard Dean to Louisiana.
What? Wait, I forgot something. You guys talk amongst yourselves. I have to go get the dress I'm wearing for San Francisco Sexy Liberal to show you. Hang on.
Yeah, we got some new dresses.
By the way, can I remind everybody, if COVID-19, if the virus itself had worn a mask, it would not have caught Stephanie Miller.
That's right.
And I want to see
Exactly.
She really didn't leave, didn't she? She just walked out on her own show.
She did, but that's the dress. Oh, I know that dress.
Wow, that's
fancy.
That's
Look,
bright.
I got it where Jody Hamilton shops for her dresses.
Oh,
look.
Steffi.
Look.
That's bright.
Wow.
Look.
First off, let me just say how much I appreciate you showing off your apparel on the radio. That's good programming.
No, we're on Free Speech TV. We're on Free Speech TV.
No, guys, if you can't see it, it's gorgeous. I wore almost the same exact dress to get out of the airport. It's fantastic.
Very exciting. We are kicking off 2024 next Saturday night at the Herpes Theater in San Francisco. Glenn Kirshner is flying out to join us because he is a hero. We're working on some other surprises. And John, I have COVID, so I'll be negative by then and have super immunity, but I will need the laying on of hands from my personal comedy Jesus.
Oh, Steffi, you've been negative since the day I met you. It's not a problem.
These are facts.
Love you, John Fugelsang.
Let me just announce, I seem to have landed a book deal with Simon & Schuster's Avid Reader Press.
Whoa!
And,
congrats.
Yes, so I'm finally today allowed to announce it on your show.
Congratulations!
Congratulations.
A book is coming, guys.
When will it be out? Do we know?
Not in time for this election.
Okay.
But
All right.
that's okay. We'll be fighting about the same stuff,
we
regardless
will.
of who wins in November.
That's awesome.
The
Yay!
first book on the banned book list, probably. So
That's what I'm hoping for. Yes.
in our new autocracy. But
Yeah.
we
I
love
just
you.
thought, how can I get more death threats from Christians? Thank you guys. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, John.
Goodbye.